CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Ethel Bunce.
The happiest meals start with good hot Campbell's soup. Start dinner tonight with Campbell's vegetable soup and watch good things begin to happen. Appetites tingle, tired faces relax and smile with pleasure. A nourishing good soup that tastes so good it warms the way for the rest of the meal. Be sure you have your soup today. Campbell's delicious vegetable soup.
Oh, dear. I think it's the phone. Hello. Buongiorno. Who? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Dear, wake up. Wake up,
What's
dear.
the matter?
It's the night desk clerk. He's just going off duty this morning. He reached the dentist he spoke of. He called him. He can take you just as soon as you can get ready.
Dentist?
Now, don't you do that to me. After Aunt Effie and I were up half the night with you, and the poor desk clerk spent the night trying to find you an English-speaking dentist.
Oh, look, but my tooth doesn't ache now. It doesn't, honey. I mean, it probably sounds crazy, considering the agony that I was in, but honestly, it just doesn't ache at all now.
Take the phone. You tell him I don't have the nerve.
Well, look, the dentist would think I was idiotic rushing to see him when I don't even have a toothache, for heaven's sake.
Take the phone. Now, I am going to say something, and I'm going to say it just once. That's all. Then I'm going to wash my hands of your teeth, to coin a phrase.
Listen, darling, I don't think I had a toothache at all. I think all I had was maybe a little neuralgia, you know.
If you do not go to the dentist here, then please do not wake me up again in the middle of the night with a toothache in Florence or in Naples or in Rome.
Listen, darling, if I ever get a toothache again, I will never mention it to you, I promise. Now, look, get Aunt Effie and Betsy up. We're leaving Venice this morning and catching the bus for Florence at 9:30 sharp.
Take the phone.
Hello. Well, look, I don't believe I'll need a dentist after all.
This is Galen Drake. Say, would you like to know a modern, fast way to get temporary relief from minor rheumatic and arthritic pain? Well, just use new Minute Rub. You see, Minute Rub is greaseless, it won't stain, it smells good, it feels cool, and it works fast. And Minute Rub works fast without burning your skin. Now, as I told you, it's greaseless. Not like some of those old-fashioned, smelly, greasy things that used to rub off on your clothing and bed linens. New Minute Rub is the modern greaseless rub to help relieve minor rheumatic and arthritic pain. By the way, it's great for cold miseries and minor aches, too. New Minute Rub. Try it out, will you?
Are you sure this is the bus to Firenze?
Yes, darling. Now, sit down.
We seem to be the only ones getting on.
Look, darling, I asked the man in the bus station. I asked the bus driver standing out there. And the bus says, look, to Firenze, okay?
Here comes another woman. Looks like an American, too. My goodness, is that a stewardess with her?
Well, probably the guide.
Guide? A guide on just a regular bus?
Sure, in Italy they often have guides on the regular tourist buses.
Oh, I don't think so, dear.
Sure.
My goodness, isn't she pretty?
Do you know my seat reservation is 9? Yes, 9.
You may sit anywhere, Signora. We are not at all crowded today. Only these other 4 passengers.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Excuse me, are you going to Florence, to Firenze, too?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
See, you don't believe anything I say.
Oh, dear, just wanted to make sure it's the right bus, that's all.
5 passeggeri stamattina. Avanti, andiamo, Giuseppe. Good morning. Signore, e la piccola signorina. I am your guide today on the trip to Firenze.
Guide? See, did you hear that? I told you.
I hope you will enjoy your day's trip to Firenze, which we will reach about 5:30 this afternoon. As we travel through the countryside, I will point out the sites of interest. Thank you.
Nice.
See, I told you she was a guy.
All right, dear. I didn't know. Where's Betsy now?
Sitting on the long back seat of the bus so she has plenty of room.
Get the book on Italy out of the bag, dear, and as we're driving along, I'll look up what we're going to see in Ravenna.
Oh, of course, it's under everything on the rack.
Well,
okay.
Get it down anyhow. My goodness, the Italian countryside is just beautiful. Look at those lovely trees and the flowers. It's just breathtaking. Look. Can't you just sit there dozing?
Sorry, I am not dozing.
Your toothache?
Thought you weren't interested in my teeth anymore. No, darling, it doesn't. No, I'm fine. I'm just relaxing.
Are you all quite comfortable?
Oh, yes, thank you. It's a beautiful trip.
Oh, grazie. And you, Signor, are you enjoying the scenery?
Oh, it is absolutely magnificent. You know, we were just commenting on how beautiful the countryside is. You know, I'd heard about the beauties of Italy all my life, and I must say it really lives up to everything I've ever heard about it.
Oh, grazie.
Yes, with these beautiful homes, the villas here and there on the hillsides with all the beautiful flowers. Really, they look like precious stones, you might say, set in a mosaic of nature herself.
Oh, grazie, Signor. Are you comfortable back here?
What's the matter?
Oh.
Nothing.
Well, why the funny look?
I'll be right back, Mrs. Miller. All right.
Why don't I ask this other woman to have lunch with us in Ravenna? She is just lovely. Her name is Mrs. John Miller. She's from Akron, Ohio, and she has a son who is a jet pilot in the Air Force, and he's stationed in Germany, and she and her husband had been visiting the son, but her husband flew back to America because he said he had enough of castles and cathedrals and paintings and mosaics. Is it all right if I ask her to have lunch with us?
Yes, of course. You go right ahead, Aunt Effie.
My nephew and niece would just love to have you join us.
Honestly, here I was going to read up on Ravenna, and I've been so busy looking at the scenery. Now, Ravenna. Church of San Vitale, built in the 6th century, has the finest mosaics in existence. There is a pure alabaster altar of rare beauty. You listening?
Mm-hmm.
The tomb of Gala Placidia or something, whatever it is, nearby has 5th century Byzantine mosaics, probably the most beautiful in the world. Oh, isn't it thrilling to think we're going to be seeing all those things, dear?
Uh-huh.
Aren't you interested in art?
Yes, I'm listening. Go on.
I can see you'd rather nap. I'll read to myself.
Did you enjoy your lunch, Signora?
Yes, very much, thank you. I wondered if you were looking for us.
The boss is outside the hotel ready to take you on the tour of Ravenna.
Well, I'll round up everybody. My aunt took my little girl to the ladies' room, and I guess my husband and Mrs. Miller are still finishing their coffee in here. I'll get them right away. Dear.
Oh, boy.
Dear.
I was just saying to your husband how gratifying it is to meet a man who really appreciates works of art.
Yeah.
My husband appreciates it, but he said I've had 3 months of sightseeing and I'm going home. You can do Italy by yourself. My feet hurt.
Yeah, well, listen, if your feet hurt, you don't enjoy anything. But look, coming back to what we were saying about mosaics.
Oh, dear, the guide said the bus is ready to leave. I
All right,
spoke to
just
her in the lobby.
You see, there are so many different types of mosaics. I mean, all using marble and glass and tile or enamel. But the distinctive feature of the Byzantine mosaics is the method they use, that of compressing gold leaf between 2 layers of glass, which apparently gives that final effect a very scintillating and vibrant quality.
Oh, yes. Well, it's just fascinating.
Well, yes, I guess they're waiting for us. Oh, cameriere, mi porti il conto.
Oh, your husband is simply charming. Well, I'm going to dash in and powder my nose before the bus leaves.
Yeah, well, the waiter's bringing the check right away, and what's the matter?
I'll talk to you later.
We'll return to the couple next door in just a moment. A man by the name of Martin Tupper once said, "A good book is the best of friends, the same today and forever." In our current portion of Forever, a good book can be more than a friend. It can be an important ally, You see, attempting to spread the communist doctrine over the free world, the Soviet Union each year publishes some 130 million books and pamphlets in freeware languages. Some of these books promote Russia. Many of them distort America. To counteract this great flood of Soviet propaganda, and to help give the free world a true, accurate picture of America and Americans, the government asks all of us to send books from America. Look at your bookshelves. Do you have any hardcover books that you can spare? Histories, geographies, literary classics? Send them to Books from America, Box 1960, Washington 13, D.C. That address again, Box 1960, Washington 13, D.C.
Oh, thanks. You can put all the bags right down here, if you will.
Well, you two certainly got a nice room. Come on, Betsy. Let's go see what our room looks like.
Oh, hey, we certainly got a nice view out our window. Look, honey, Florence, Italy. Excuse me, Firenze, Italia. The home of the Medicis. Honey, what's the matter with you? You've been pleasant enough to everybody else all day on the bus. You hardly spoken to me. You just kept getting these significant looks. Now, what are you mad at?
I don't know that I'm mad, but there is certainly something about you that I certainly do not understand. Or maybe the fault lies with me. I don't know. Don't you enjoy my company?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Don't you like to talk to me? Aren't I worth talking to?
Well, you'll have to be more specific, sweetheart. I haven't got any idea.
We sat on the bus. I said, look at the beautiful scenery, and you just grunt. No. And the girl guide asks if you're enjoying it. You sit up as though you've been struck by lightning, and out comes some poetic rapture about the houses and flowers looking like precious jewels and mosaics of nature or something.
I was enjoying the scenery.
Well, I wouldn't have known it. And then I tried to talk to you about what we were going to see today in Ravenna, and again, all I get from you is sort of a bored... And yet at lunch with Mrs. Miller, you looked and acted and sounded like a wildly enthusiastic authority on Italian art.
Well, I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean to dominate the conversation.
But I didn't mind. I was fascinated. I didn't know you knew anything about it. My point is, why didn't I know? You know, you've never discussed Byzantine mosaics with me.
Oh, sweetheart, come here. Well, honey, haven't I ever discussed Byzantine mosaics with her? Well, I'm an old meanie.
Now you know what I mean.
Well, let me tell you something. You've never asked me. Mrs. Miller did. You never even think I know enough to get on the right bus.
I guess you're right. I said it was probably my fault.
Well, all right, now, come on, dry your tears, and let's get ready for dinner. We're in a city that is said to have half the great paintings of the world, and I will explain all I know about them, which isn't much, but I'm telling you something. Within 3 days, you mark my words, you'll be saying, oh, honey, do be quiet. You
no, I won't either.
The Couple Next Door is written by Peg Lynch and stars Peg Lynch and Ethel and Bunce with Margaret Hamilton, Vicky Vola, and Martha Greenhouse, and is produced by Walter Hart.